Turning to Section 6C on agreement, we need to remember that agreement has to do with number, gender as well, but number is really the problem. So we're matching entities that are either both singular or both plural. And in the case of pronouns, these are pronouns and antecedents, which can be pronouns or nouns. So we want to match singular pronouns and antecedents or plural pronouns and antecedents. Really, the real culprit here is that in the English language, we don't have a gender-neutral singular possessive pronoun. Now, that may seem like a lot of gobbledygook, but let me give you the example. Indefinite pronouns are almost all singular. All would not be, but virtually all the others are. Everyone, no one, somebody, each, either, neither, etc. All of these are singular. And so, and we hear that they're singular because they always take a singular verb. We would say, if I probably should put this in present tense, we would say everyone brings. He or she brings. We wouldn't say everyone bring. So we're very clear that everyone is singular in our minds the way we hear this because we use a singular verb with it. But, and in the old days when I grew up, we solved this problem because we just said, well, the masculine pronouns stand for everybody. Everyone brought his book. I don't think we're comfortable with that anymore. I'm not comfortable with that. So one way to say this is everyone brought his or her books. This is correct. It's singular. It agrees with this singular noun. So our agreement is good here. The problem is that if this sentence goes on and on and on, or this paragraph goes on, we end up having to use these two paragraphs, these two pronouns, which I call tandem pronouns, over and over and over. It becomes awkward. Readily acknowledge that. There are a couple of solutions. One is to make this plural. So instead of saying everyone brought his or her books, we say all the students brought their books and make the whole thing plural. And that's probably a good solution. You can use the tandem pronouns if you don't have to do it too much and it becomes awkward, or you can make this plural. However, it is fair disclosure for me to tell you that I'm an English teacher over the age of 50, and so I would never write this sentence, and I would never really condone my students to write this sentence. But it is a fact that in not formal but fairly still serious writing in, say, Time magazine or Newsweek or a newspaper, you might very well see this sentence even though technically it is an error in agreement. Everyone brought their books. People are just conceding the fact that even though everyone is singular for the purposes of the verb, that it's okay to use the plural pronoun if you want to. So, there really isn't an arbiter in English language that says this is how it must be. We are teaching you to be grammatically correct and use either, and make sure that we have pronoun agreement, and so either use the tandem pronouns or be plural here and not do this. But I want to acknowledge the fact that this is one of those changes in the language that is happening. Still, for the purposes of this chapter, you need to know this concept and you need to make sure the pronouns agree. All right, let's look at some examples from exercise 6.3a. Number 2 is a real good one. There is almost always someone who doesn't listen and who doesn't put their name on the test. Okay, again, that might pass in some contemporary publications, but as expert grammarians and ace English students, we're not going to settle for that. We're going to say there are always students who don't listen and who don't put their names on the test, or there is almost always someone, a student, who doesn't listen and who doesn't put his or her name on the test. So that's kind of a classic example. Number 4, it makes one wonder if their, again, one and their don't agree. Of course, there's a whole other issue with one, as you know, but it makes people wonder if their lives are in danger. It's probably your best solution there. In number 6, no matter how stolid one is, no matter how stolid means unemotional, unexpressive, and so on. No matter how stolid one is, she can have them. We have one and them. I'm doing a little grammar exercise on tape. No, I've just got about 30 seconds left.
Sorry.
So no matter how unemotional the people are, she can have them rolling. No matter how unemotional members of her audience are, she can have them rolling. And then let's see, number 10. Courage is measured in how many lives someone saves and how much honor someone brings to their country. Well, how many lives someone saves and how much honor someone brings to his or her country, or how many lives soldiers save and how much honor they bring to their country. Okay, thanks folks.